Awkward times in study hall. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm fine. I've been a little... Oh. Well, now you're making out with your boyfriend. Okay. Guess you really don't care how I am. Well, I'll tell you anyway. And maybe if you hear this poem because you've pulled your head out of his crotch long enough to listen, it'll get you to see what you do. You know, I'm fine just sitting over here, minding my own business. Yeah, that's right. You two go on whispering shit to each other like you're the only ones in the room. Forget I'm over here. Sitting over here. Hearing what you're planning. It's cool. It's not awkward for me. Not one bit. You two making plans for having sex today after school? It's cool with me. Whatever. I'll just sit over here in the corner playing with my Rubik's Cube and pretending not to hear you or the deafening kissing noises coming from the couch. I'll just drown them out with the sound of the fish tank or the truth of how pathetic my life really is. Then she turns to me and with her lipstick smudged and his pants practically ripping, she says, "So, like, how are you?" How am I? Well, I could say, I'm fine, I'm single, and I don't know why I get up in the morning and you two make me want to set a baby on fire, load him into a slingshot, and shoot him at my pathetic life. But I don't, because if I made this situation any more awkward, you couldn't even cut it with a knife. I'm good. Super. This is me refraining from wasting my breath on your slutty ears. Then you do what I love about the whole awkward encounter. You pretend to care. What's happening? Well, I'm sitting over here poring over my books, pretending to read, when really I can't concentrate because you and Loverboy are so close together there isn't room for air, let alone Jesus. I'm remembering when I asked you out, thinking you were a good person, and now I'm laughing at the notion because I don't think you have a single good bone in your body, and if you did, I wouldn't mind snapping it and using it as toothpicks that I would put in cubes of cheese that I would serve to guests at your funeral. Then again, I'm making the assumption anyone would go to your funeral, and yeah, I suppose your latest fling would be there, and your trashy slut friends, unless they got business standing down on 4th and Main, and your parents might come. Or they might just send flowers. And everyone you gave herpes to would probably come, just to make sure the dragon truly was slain. But other than that, I'm not banking on a whole lot of people showing up. And you're going to want to get a Protestant minister because they accept all people, whereas Catholics like people with clean souls. But what I say is, nothing much. Studying for my... And just like that, you stop paying attention to me and you go back to blowing your boyfriend. The least you could do is pretend you cared a little more. Then the teacher steps in and pulls you two apart, and I take a breath of fresh, slightly less awkward air until she leaves and you two, like magnets, cling back to each other and flip her off before she's even out of the room. Then you decide to ask me another question. Hard test in psych today. Huh? You want to know why it was hard for you? Because instead of writing the essay, you were writing love letters to your boyfriend. Instead of leaning over a textbook, studying, you were leaning over a bed, moaning. Instead of holding a pencil, you had a joint lodged between your fingers before the test. And you know, I really don't think you have enough brain cells to be burning out as many as you do, as frequently as you do, but I just smile and nod and say, a real toughie. Then he looks at you and talks, which in and of itself amazes me, because I didn't know baboons could talk. Hey babe, wanna get a drink? But you giggle and nod like he takes your breath away, which I could only wish would happen and kill you and make this room less awkward. But you two prance out of the room, holding hands, and then you poke your head back in and say, "Wanna come?" I would rather be suspended over a lava pit while the world watched me get jabbed at with white-hot pokers, than made to chew glass while being whipped with a cat of 90 tails, and having each of my toenails ripped out of my foot by a dentist named Dr. Feelgood with a rusty spoon, then made to jump rope over a spit of a fire, being fed with the bodies of my dead family members. So I just shake my head and you two run out. And like the haze of a skunk, I see the awkwardness disappear in the room, and I settle down, praying to God, Zeus, Yahweh, Ra, Odin, Jehovah, Loki, Thor, Poseidon, Juna, Allah, Ganesh, the Buddha, Hades, Neptune, and every other name I can think of, that you won't come back. But it turns out Loverboy actually did mean just a drink, because you come back laughing and smiling, and like a bad rash, the awkwardness returns more irritating than ever. So I sit all by myself in the corner, twiddling my thumbs until the bell rings. And then I bolt out the door, making sure to slam it in your faces. And I know I'll have to go through the same shit tomorrow, but for the rest of today, I don't need to put up with you two. And just a note to all you couples who think, it's like, totally whatever, if I want to make out with, like, whoever, like, wherever, because we're, like, totally in love, and it's all good, get a fucking room!